Hello, Earth Tribe. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me today. All right, we got another good one for you today. Today, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart a little bit. It's the concept of pain, struggle, sacrifice, and how we live in a world that tries to convince us that we need to be in pain, that we need to sacrifice, and that we need to struggle in order to feel joy, happiness, achieve things. Now, you remember from my video on destination syndrome, happiness should be cultivated from within, not sought externally. So there we already have the instant first flaw right there, the first flaw in this concept. But this is like, I want you to imagine the fitness model of trying to sell you fitness, right? The no pain, no gain, and when you look at it, well, in America, for instance, we're not very fit. That it doesn't work well, basically. It's very, very ineffective in terms of a sales policy to try to convince you to do something that's good for you, right? Like, people they try it and they do it the wrong way because they feel like they need to push to levels of pain that are very unpleasant, and then they get injured, they burn out, they don't come back to the gym, they don't continue their fitness journey, right? And furthermore, the worst thing about it is they become traumatized to the experience, and then it just seems like a hassle that they don't want to undertake. So you just don't, like, people just don't do it, right? That's why we have this problem of, like, people being so out of shape, and that's neither here nor there. But, like, imagine telling a kid that's touching a hot stove, keep your hand there for your personal growth. What kind of psychopath would do that? Come on, that's crazy, right? I'll tell you this right now. Anything worth doing is worth finding an enjoyable way to do, is worth falling in love with. Like, when I tell people about my fitness journey, I tell them, like, how I found modalities of fitness that I enjoy, and that I did it in such a way where I never pushed myself too hard, and I never really, never really just followed this modality. I just kind of took it easy and gradually and built up. Like, when I was lifting weights, there was a point where I was going very hard, and it was truly unpleasant, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So then I made a deal with myself. I said, if I don't feel like doing it, I won't do it. If I feel like only doing one set of reps, I'll only do one set of reps. This allowed me a grace and a method that made me come back over and over again, and I never stayed away for too long, and eventually I fell in love with the process of lifting weights. And then eventually I walked by a mirror one day and I was like, oh, I put on some muscle. How cool is that, right? So yeah, anything worth doing is worth it. It's worth it to find an enjoyable way to do it. To me, I think this idea of pain, struggle, sacrifice, like, you have to sacrifice for your dreams. This is a way to convince us to do things that we're not meant to do. Period. I'm just going to bottom line it right there. This is kind of a scam, so that people at the top can brainwash us into churning their infernal machine, right? So that we can participate and fall victim to a system that entraps us and enslaves us, right? So what do? Well, we remain true to ourselves. If our body is in pain, it's telling us something. It's telling us to move away. Now, I'm not saying, pain should be avoided at all costs. Sometimes we do need to struggle, and sometimes we do need to sacrifice a little bit. But it's always to move to a state of less pain and less struggle on the other side. So it's a little curve up and a little curve down, so that we're at a lower state of pain at the end of it all. And we might need to cross a threshold of a little bit of more pain. But, like, imagine if you went to the car dealership, right? And they just sold you on the concept of like, hey, you need to pay a lot of money. You need to give us your hard-earned money. And then all these things that go wrong with your car. So you need to buy insurance. And then like you need to put gas in this thing. And then you need to maintain it. Who would ever buy a car? No. Car dealerships take a much more friendly approach. They say, check out how cool this thing is. Look at all the features it has. Look at the things it could do, right? So by taking this approach, they sell us on something, right? And they sell us on a car. And come on, how many people drive versus how many people are practicing, personal fitness? It's a very big difference, right? One should be a lot higher than the other, and it isn't, is my point. So furthermore, not only do we, can this be used to convince us, to do things that we don't normally do, this concept of pain, struggle, sacrifice. Even worse, it can deter us from doing things that are important to us, that are really vital for our survival, right? So it's always important to keep this in mind, because our own personal experience matters. And we should always be trying to improve our personal experience. And if somebody is telling us to sacrifice something for something else, we need to be very careful what they're trying to sell us. We need to be very rigorous in analyzing their intentions and if they actually mean well. Furthermore, we need to find things that we enjoy doing, because that's why the universe put us here, right? So I encourage you to find things that put you in a flow state. And if you don't know what a flow state is, I highly encourage you to research the concept. But it is essentially a state of effortless effort where you do things and it almost happens without your awareness. You just do it, and then it's like done. Like the way I paint sometimes, or when I go running, sometimes I get so in the zone. It's like I'll be back in my house after miles and miles, and it feels like no time has passed. And that's because I'm in that state of flow. And this is the ideal state to experience your own humanity from. So again, I highly encourage you to research flow state. And if there's something in your life that you're doing that is really causing you pain and struggle, analyze that. Analyze really what you're getting on the other side. And if it's something that's material that you think is going to bring you happiness, or status that you think is going to bring you status or happiness, I encourage you to question this, because you might lead yourself to a dead end. And after so many dead ends, you might burn out. And with that, if you like this video and you like this channel, please, I encourage you to like and subscribe. And again, thank you so much for your time. I love you all. Thank you, Earth Tribe. We are in this together, and together we can build a better world. Take care and have a beautiful day. See you on the next one.